we're basically modern day slaves. So for me, that is crazy. That is crazy how that works. Honestly, I do not understand. Hey guys, what's up, pop? What's popping, gang, gang? Welcome back to my channel, guys. I'm back yet again with another video. If you're a returning subscriber, you know what it is, you know what I do. And if you're new here, welcome. I really appreciate all of you guys. As you can see by the title of the video, today we are going to be talking about Queen Sono. Attention, all Africans. If you haven't watched this series, you need to go and watch it because it is an eye opener. Okay? Please remember to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share with all your family and friends. Okay, so a few days ago, a Netflix series called Queen Sono premiered. I think it's one of the first African original series on Netflix, and it was created by Katarina. I'm really proud of the show. Let's start there. I am really proud of the show. I'm happy for Thusi and all the other cast members of the show. What Queen Sono is about, it's a South African spy agency which is centered around trying to eradicate corruption in Africa and basically give Africa back to African people. It's about all African countries because the scenes are set in different African countries, and really it talks about not only South African corruption but also corruption from other African countries as well. So the reason why I said that all Africans need to watch this, especially I don't want to make this video like a racial thing or a political thing, but there's just some subliminals that were thrown in the show that I feel like, you know, they need to be addressed. We need to talk about it. We cannot just be acting like nothing happened, you know. The main characters include Queen Sono, which is Thusi. I think it's Shandu Magwaza, who is what's his name again? Vuyo Dabula, I think that's how you say it, I'm not sure. And also Katarina, that's the name of the Russian woman there who's basically the evil person there. And so I'm not sure of her real name.
Who sent you? Who sent you?
Okay, I'll talk, okay.
Shit!
Sono, who's Thusi, is the one that is like, what can I say, that is fighting all the bad guys kind of situation. Like, she's the one that, like, the story is centered around her and her family, right? And so with that said, Queen Sono has a mother named Safia. Now Safia is a comrade who was assassinated, who is Queen Sono's mom, right? And so let's just talk about that for a minute. Now, I don't know how much of South African history you guys know, but the way they make Safia sound, her origin story, it's more like a Chris Hani type of situation. The way she was killed, Chris Hani was also assassinated, if you don't know. The way it is also is that the way Safia was supposedly supposed to be the first female president in South Africa. Just like Chris Hani, a lot of people believed that he was the one that was supposed to become the president of South Africa, right? But instead it was Nelson Mandela. Now we have to get to we cannot ignore the whole Nelson Mandela situation, because in here they don't necessarily say it and they don't necessarily show it, but it kind of feels like they're telling us that Nelson Mandela sold South Africa. Please don't attack me. I'm just relating what I saw from the series, okay? Nelson Mandela basically allegedly, right, sold the country, right, to the oppressors. So the guy that killed Safia is white, right? And everybody assumes that she was killed by the apartheid regime, right? But then the more Queen Sono finds out about how her mother died, who is comrade Safia, she then finds out that no, actually that white man was actually hired by the people, by the black comrades. You understand? So she was killed by her own people, not the opposing party, which was the apartheid regime. Now, I don't know much about conspiracies or anything, but a lot of people assume that that's what happened to Chris Hani, that he was killed by his own people. Now, I do not want to go into politics, guys. Please, please, please. I'm just trying to make you understand what happens in the series, right? Safia is Sono's mom, and now Sono, it's kind of like Sono has now inherited her mother's responsibility of trying to make the country better. So and that's what happens in the show. Like they get to show us that, oh my gosh, how she basically grew up, and how they felt like she's the right person for the job, and the way she's so gutsy. And they keep on referring to Sono as, you are just like your mom, or you are more alike with your mom than you think. Like basically she's inheriting all the things that her mother would have wished to accomplish before she died, or could have accomplished before she died. Queen Sono is now inheriting that.
Comrades, you are now free. Free to use the abundant riches of your land to help yourselves and your villages, instead of using the wealth meant for your children to enrich the rest of the world. Those are Watuwema. We fight for Africa.
So Magwaza in the show is basically Queen Sono's lover, but then they had like a falling out, or I don't know, or he moved away or something like that, but they're basically not together anymore, kind of thing. But then when they see each other, there's that, you know. So basically with Magwaza, now Magwaza's story is also very interesting. He is a good guy that just happens to be working with a bad guy, and unintentionally so. The whole character narrative around Magwaza it's actually an eye-opener on how, as Africans, right, because I don't want to just say black people, but basically like African people, how people get tricked into doing things that they do not like, or they do not understand, or they refuse to believe that somebody could be bad. Because in Magwaza's situation, he just does, I don't know if he doesn't see it, or he feels like he wants to be within and fight the enemy within. Because I do not understand whether he realizes it, but the way it looks, it's as if he doesn't see what's going on, right? But his whole motive is that I want to help my people, I want to help my African brothers and sisters, and so I'm gonna help fight and take back what was ours as Africans, right? And then so
Uspokój się, papa. It's time for you to relax.
So basically, a Katarina. Now I do not know what's her real name, right? But a Katarina is a bad bee, guys. She is a bad bee. Like, she is not here to play. Okay. She is truly a bad bee, but she represents neo-colonialism in its highest form. Okay. Now, what a Katarina wants is to basically own the African continent. And what's funny is that one of the first few scenes that you see when it comes to Katarina is that she's in this huge house in Kenya where they say that she has more animals in her backyard than in like a normal South African zoo. Can you imagine? Like, it's this white Russian lady who owns basically all this land and lives in all this huge mansion, right? And owns all these African animals, right? And basically in a country that's not even hers. And it's crazy. And what's even more interesting for me, that I found interesting, is that in the first few scenes where Magwaza and Ekaterina are speaking, Ekaterina is the one that offers Magwaza an empire in Africa. Can you just analyze that for me for a second? So, okay, let me just put it this way. So this white Russian lady, right, comes all the way from Russia, right, comes to Africa, right, buys all this land, right, basically owns all of this African land, right, and then offers an African brother some of that land. Are you following? Shouldn't it be the other way around? Shouldn't Magwaza be the one offering Katarina land in Africa, not Katarina offering Magwaza empires in Africa? I don't know. I don't know. You tell me. But honestly, this show, we need to wake up, guys. There's another scene where I think it was Park Station was bombed or something like that, and then Ekaterina's company comes and saves the day. Mind you, Ekaterina, that very same company, right, is the one that caused the chaos, right? And then after that, the same company comes and saves the day and makes it seem like, oh my gosh, we are here for the African people, but meanwhile, all they were trying to do is corner the president and force him to sign some deals. So basically, that is what the show is basically about. It's very interesting, guys. It's very interesting, and it has a lot of reference to different African history, especially political history and colonialism and neo-colonialism, and also how we're basically modern day slaves. We need to wake up. We honestly need to wake up. This is truly an eye-opener, and also it just shows how comfortable we are. And it's not that we don't want to do something about it, but that we don't know how to do something about it. Because even there was this scene where Ekaterina is like, she's going to bomb the FNB stadium, and Magwaza is like, oh my gosh, how can I bomb my own people? That doesn't even make sense. And Ekaterina says, we are basically just collateral damage. So it's like we are just pawns in their chess game, you know. And so honestly, I think that everybody should go and watch this show. I think that this show is an eye opener. I think that this show is really going to help African people, and like we need to stop fighting each other and start fighting the real war, you know, and start taking up space. That's basically what I wanted to say about the show. I really love it. I cannot wait for season 2. Yes, guys, please don't slash my throat out there in the comment section about some of the things I said. I didn't mean to offend anybody. I was just sharing my commentary with you guys of what I thought of the show. I truly love it. Congratulations to the whole cast. Kagiso le dira, you are it, bruh. You are it. You are sharing the voice of so many unheard people, and so hopefully this can only make things better. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. Remember to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and also comment and share with everybody. Okay, bye.